Ai, 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 ai. Tinha, sabe a história de uma, eu acho que eu nunca contei aqui, tinha a história de uma professora, ela chegava, ela falava, gente, ela tinha uma classe de aluninhos bem pequenininhos, pré-escola, 4 aninhos, super. Daí, ela disse que chegava para os alunos, quando eles faziam alguma coisa, estavam com muito barulho fazendo, ela fazia assim. Eu ficava meia hora. Aí ela exagerava para dizer, né, que eles estavam fazendo muita coisa ruim. Ela exagerava, levava uns 5 minutos dela, aí a criança só ficava parada prestando atenção. Eu achei demais a técnica. Então agora eu lembrei. E ela alongava. Ela fez uma letra, mas você não aguenta de falar nada, você fica olhando a pessoa. Imagina as crianças. Mas a gente com criança muito pequenininha, a gente tem que ter certos recursos, né? Não é fácil. Aliás, eu acho que não é fácil dar aula para ninguém, sabe? Não é fácil. Mas cada faixa etária tem uma técnica. Com adolescentes, você tem que ter bastante atividade linkada com aquilo que eles estão vendo na atualidade. Hoje em dia, eu nem imagino como eu faria para dar aula. Eu só dei aula até quarta série, depois com música não. Com música eu dei aulas para alunos. Aí eu tô falando em português, né? I'm talking that I have a friend that give class to child. And then with sound was so high, so strong, and child so crazy. She starts. Then he talked only with the sound, and the child second her stopped to strong, crazy, but have one way to give class for each age. I was give class to 7 years until 20 years in Secretary of Future. And I like it so much because I saw my students from 13 years developed in drums until 18 years was fantastic. Because in final with 18 years, my three principal students was broken all in drums. So animal. Was so great to see this, an experience that I'm grateful to God until now. Then I will talk about important things, about attachment and material. What happens when we go to other dimension with great attachment in body? It's a terror movie. I will read. And you? Retired conclusions. he turned from the corporeal to the spirit life. The soul after death. What does the soul become at death? Kardec asked to high spirits. Answer. It becomes a spirit again. It returns to the world of spirit that it had left for a time. Does the soul preserve its individuality after death? Yes, it never loses it. What would the soul be if it didn't preserve its individuality? They respond with other question. Second question in this item 150. How does the soul preserve the individuality if it no longer has a material body? Answer. It still has a fluid proper to it, which it draws from this planet, and which retains the appearance of its last incarnation, the perispirit. Perispirit is the body of a spirit that we retire this from this planet where we are. In this planet where we are, have this fluid that we use to make the perispirit. Doesn't the soul take anything else from this world? Answer. Nothing more that its memories and the desire to go to a better world. In parentheses. These memories are full of sweetness or bitterness, depending on how the soul has lived its earthly life. Depending on how the soul has lived its earthly life. The purer it is, the more it will comprehend the futility of what it has left behind on earth. The purer. What about the opinion that the soul returns to the universal whole after death? Don't all spirits taken together make up a whole? It's a question how to answer to Kardec. When you are in a group, you are an integral part of it, and yet you still retain your own individuality. Other question. 152. What evidence is there from the soul's individuality after death? Other question. Don't you have such evidence through the communications you receive? They asked it for Kardec. If you were not blind, you would see. If you were not blind, you would see. If you were not deaf, you would hear. Because frequently a voice speaks to you and reveals to you the existence of a being outside yourselves. Oh my God. Stop! In the name of love. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I will make you how the teacher of child. Whoa, 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 whoa. It don't will function. Nevertheless, they are right if by universal whole they mean the entire assemblage of incorporeal beings, of which its soul or spirit is a member. Here, when we are in assembly, assemblage, we are by universal whole, but which its soul or spirit It's a member and have a individuality. His individuality don't disappear. Grace of God. His souls were melded together into the universal whole. They you possess all the qualities of the whole, and nothing would distinguish them from one another. They would have no intelligence or qualities of their own. However, in all their communications with us, they have revealed a consciousness of the self and a distinct will. The infinite diversity they display under all aspects is evidence of their individualization. If there were nothing after death except what is called the great whole absorbing all individualities, that whole would have to be homogeneous, and the communications received from the invisible world would therefore all have to be identical. It's logical. It's logical to think this way. If the return from the corporeal to the spirit life, it's obvious that we are dealing with distinct beings, for we need good and evil, knowledgeable and ignorant, happy and downcast, being of all nature, joyful and sad, frivolous and serious. Individuality becomes even more obvious when these beings prove their identity through unmistakable signs are verifiable personal things related to their earthly lives. Furthermore, there can be no doubt about such individuality when they manifest as apparitions. The individuality of the soul has been docked theoretically as an article of faith, but Spiritism makes it obvious and to a certain extent material. In what sense would we understand eternal life? Answer. Only the life of the spirit is eternal. The life of the body is transitory and temporary. When the body dies, the soul returns to the eternal life. Wouldn't it be more correct to understand eternal life as that of the pure spirits who no longer undergo trials because they have finally attained perfection? Is an ask. Answer. That indeed represents eternal happiness, but it's all a matter of word. You may call things whatever you want as long as you understand the words you use. The separation of the soul from the body. Now this topic. 15154. In the separation of the soul from the body, a painful process. No, frequently the body suffers more during life than at the moment of death, I think. The soul itself feels nothing at death. The suffering that is something experienced at the moment of death is pleasure for the spirit, for it sees that the end of its exile in at hand. In at land. Exile is at hand. He is. Exile, it is at end. Not end. End. Finish. The exile is at finish, but he is right. Exile is at hand. I don't know. But it's the exile, it's the end for spirits. He makes so happy when it's a good spirit. Because others no. In a natural death, not suicide or others similar. In a natural death that results from the depletion of organic vitality due to age, you must depart from life without even realizing it, like a light that goes out for lack of energy. How does the separation of the soul from the body occur? Also, the bonds that held the soul are ruptured. It disengages itself. Disengages. Thus, this separation occurs instantly and through an abrupt transition. Is there a well-defined dividing line between life and death? No, the soul liberates itself gradually. It doesn't escape like a captive bird that is suddenly set free. These two states touch and blend with each other. This way, the spirit disengages itself little by little from its bonds. They unravel, they don't break. The spirit, note from Kardec, the spirit is connected to the body during life, but it's semi-material enveloped or perispirit. This is the destruction of the body, but not of the perispiritual envelope, which separates from the body when organic life ceases. Observation has shown that at the moment of death, the spirit's departure doesn't occur suddenly. It occurs gradually and may vary in speed according to the individual. For some, it's very quick indeed, and in such a case, one could say that the moment of death is also that of liberation, which actually happens soon afterwards. However, for others, especially those whose life has been materialistic and sensual, however, for others, especially those whose life has been materialistic and sensual, the separation takes much longer, sometimes lasting for days, weeks, and even months. You will attach it in this body and will see all process for verbs. This doesn't imply that there is any vitality remaining in the body of any possibility that it might return to life. It only means that an affinity persists between the body and the spirit. It's law of cause and effect, not permission of God. No. An affinity, spirit, have truths, and have Bible, and have so much wisdom in all parts of millions of books about wisdom. If you choose suffer, it's your problem, not from God. God wants the spirit learn to choose right. But the choose is ever our choose. Those whose life has been materialistic and sensual, the separation takes much longer, sometimes lasting for days, weeks, and even months. Oh my God. I don't get imagined at all. This does not imply that there is any vitality remaining in the body of any possibility that it might return to life. It only means that an affinity persists between the body and the spirit, an affinity that always depends on the importance that the spirit, not body, spirit, has given to matter during life. The problem isn't in body. The problem isn't in spirit. It's logical to believe that the more the spirit has identified with matter, the more it will suffer upon separating from it. On the other hand, intellectual and moral activity and elevated thoughts initiate this separation even during corporeal life. Study this. And when death finally occurs, the separation is almost instantaneous. All this is the result. All this is the result of studies. The result of studies of scientists, Kardec. Result of studies involving individuals at the moment of death, and demonstrates that the affinity that persists between the soul and the body is some individual can be extremely painful. The spirit may even experience the horror of decomposition for months, maybe. But Kardec, in those epochs, asked the spirits of suicides, the spirit of people that murder others, and ask for him how he was in other dimension. And this, all information Kardec asked suicides, spirit that committed suicide. Only Kardec one can make this in those epochs, because high protection he had. Because that I know, nor century of spiritism can't make this, because the bad and destructive and the energy of suicide is so strong, and immediately other spirits that make this work take this suicide spirit to other zone, and this act is so destructive that other members of family or from suicide spirit maybe can follow this way. Okay, pay attention. On the other hand, intellectual and moral activity and elevated thoughts initiate the separation even during corporeal life. And when death finally occurs, the separation is almost instantaneous. All this is the result of studies involving individuals at the moment of death, and demonstrates that the affinity that persists between the soul and the body is, in some individuals, can be extremely painful. The spirit may even experience the horror of decomposition. Movies, horrors, film, movies, it's water with sugar in front of this. Because I have read some stories from this. It's horrible. Such a case is exceptional and peculiar to certain kinds of death. Suicide, for example, and people that like so much sensuality with body, too. And people so great attachment that have so great attachment to material things. The sick way of attachment. Can the definitive separation between soul and body occur before the complete cessation of organic life? Sometimes in the death throes, the soul has already left the body, which has nothing left in it except organic life. The individual no longer has any self-awareness, and yet a faint breath of life still remains. The body is a machine that is kept going by the heart, and it continues to live as long as the heart circulates blood in the veins, and for that it doesn't need the soul. At the moment of death, does the soul sometimes experience a yearning or an ecstasy entailing a foreboding of the world is about to wither? The soul often feels that the bonds holding into the body are losing, and consequently it employs all its efforts to sever them entirely. Already partially released from matter, it beholds the future unfolding before it, and it enjoys the spirit state uh, beforehand. Can the example of the caterpillar which begins by crawling on the ground, then shuts itself up in its cocoon and appearing that to be reborn into a brilliant existence, provide us an idea of the terrestrial life, which is followed by the grave and then a new existence. A pale idea. The image is good, but you must not take it literally, as you are always prone to. What sensation does the soul experience at the moment it realizes? Oh. What sensation does the soul experience at the moment it realizes that it's in the spirit world? That depends. If it has done evil for the love of it, the spirit is at first ashamed of what it has done. However, it experiences something completely different if it has been morally upright. It feels relieved of a great weight and doesn't fear the most scrutinizing glance. Does the spirit immediately meet those who roam it new on earth and who died for it? Yes, depending on the affection they had for one another. They almost always come to receive it as it strives to return to the spirit world, and they may even help free it from the bonds of matter. It also sees many when it had lost sight of during its sojourn on earth. Additionally, it sees those who are in the errant state and goes to visit those who are still incarnate. In violent or accidental death, note from Kardec, in violent or accidental death, when the organs are not yet exact question, are not yet debilitated by age or disease, does the separation of the soul at the cessation of life occur simultaneously? Usually so. In any case, however, the instant that separates them is very short. After being beheaded, for example, does an individual remain conscious for a few moments? Frequently, it remains so far a few moments until the organic life is extinguished once and for all. However, many times the fear of death causes a loss of consciousness before the actual moment of execution. I think this happens so much when people when lions in old Rome, lions eat Christians. I think Christians were retired before. from body. This question refers simply to the consciousness the victims may have of themselves by means of the body and not as a spirit. Uh, this is a note from Kardec. If they don't lose consciousness before execution, they may preserve it for a few very short moments, but they must necessarily lose it with the organic life of the brain. This does not mean, however, that the perispirit has completely disconnected from the body. On the contrary, in all cases of violent death, when that doesn't result from a gradual extinction of the vital force, the bonds that join the body to the perispirit are more tenacious, and complete separation is lower. The spirit state of confusion after death. Other eating. Question 163. I don't say the number of questions all the time, okay? Sometimes if people that will read are with book, people listening are with book too. 163 question. Upon leaving the body, is the soul immediately conscious of itself? Immediately is not the right word. It remains in a state of confusion for some time. This topic is not today I will read. It's for other. Let me see. Yes, it's from other. The spirit's states of confusion after death is for other life. I hope you can understand that a materialistic life so attached to material things and sensual behavior, a life of sensual behavior all time, all this will turn spirit attached in body, because I await the identification. Then will be so more slow to separate spirit from body. Maybe this will happen in few hours, few days, few weeks, or few months. And it's a horror movie to assist your own body in disintegration. When I read this in the past, it was the most strong idea to convince me to make an effort for all my life. Gradually was turned so fast. Detachment, develop detachment from material things. Then I started to work, and really I never was so much attached in material things, because in my house, from my father and mother, had 2 cars. I never drive, nor one another had. I conditions to never work, and I start work with 18 years for my necessity, not from my family necessity. And all time I ever had this idea, detachment of material things. And today I'm so grateful for all ideas. I'm so grateful for those related things that happen. We are attached in sensual things, in sensual body, and attachment in material things. I hope you have a great final week, and today we will have a reunion from the doctors, spiritual doctors. Bezerra de Menezes is our president, is our conductor, and if you have a problem with material things, with spiritual, principally spiritual, and six chronic six that doctors in art say to you, forget the cure. Stay in prayer at today. Today here in Brazil, it's 5 hours and 11 minutes. In Brazil, from more 2 hours and 8 minutes from this hour, now 5, no, more 2 hours and 2 hours and 50 and 40. 2 hours and 59 minutes. No, 49 minutes. This reunion will start. 2 hours and now I think 2 hours and 48 minutes. Stay in prayer. If you are seeing this now, if you will, in order, remember that in Brazil, all Thursday at 20 hours or 8 p.m. in Brazil has this reunion. You can be in prayer and put about water's bot and wheat faith. And certainly you receive the medicine necessary to your problem. Sometimes material house sick, but all sick it's from soul, it's from your spirit, it's from our spirit. Then ask medicine for spirit first. I hope you are fine and have a great final week. And all things I learned it and remember again from all these lessons. Let me so you for all. Thank you, God. Bye. And stay safe, spiritual and material.